it might not matter to that business owner. It depends on if they want to sell the business eventually. I think
Yep.
startups, like, we focus entirely on like a 10-year plan, right? Like, do we think we can actually come up with an exit within 10 years? Do we know and have those right partners and those exit opportunities in mind, right? For when that day comes. Um, I think you always have sort of like all right, we're already profitable. We could just run this forever, or we could exit, within 10 years for this business. But small business owners don't have the right support network, to be able to talk to them about these realistic things. Like, if you are 50 and you are, in 10 years you will be 60, do you think you will still want to own this business or run this business? Do you want to find the right next person to own that business? So at the end of the day, like, knowing what your business is valued at might actually only be dependent on whether you actually plan to sell. And it's good to note that, like, a lot of small business owners believe that their kids might take over one day. The realistically, like, we've had a lot of owners whose kids did want to take over at one point, but in 10 years when they did get ready to sell, those owners' kids and those kids generally didn't want to buy the business. Um, they saw the amount of time their parents put into it and the amount of work they put into it, and that might not have been what they wanted for their own life. And so I think it's important to just have an honest conversation with yourself, whether you care what the business is worth because you maybe don't want to sell in the future. But if you do want to sell in the future, it's important to know what it's worth now, how you could increase that value, and be ready to sell when the time comes.